What's up, everybody? My name is Pearls. I just wanted to talk to you today a little bit about why I made this zine. I feel like when I was younger, I was writing because I needed to, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. There was no other option for me at the time as an outlet, as a way to express myself, as a way to communicate, and I resorted to the pen and paper. And I went to slam poetry events, open mics, I competed in different events. I just found that no matter where I went in different communities that I was in, there was always some sort of gatekeeper in the scene. Somebody older that had been in it for a long time that felt that they were in charge of the community and what was going on. Seriously, fuck that. That's when I started making zine. When I started wanting to create a way for myself to put my own work out there in a way where it wasn't governed by the gatekeepers or who was in charge. You could put your own ideas out and get it to the people that need to see it. You know, creating a platform for yourself. So I moved to New Mexico 2 years ago, and I wouldn't even say I moved here. I just went on a road trip and ended up here, stranded in my BMW, very first world issues type of life. When I finally was able to take a second to catch my breath, sat down and reread all of my notebooks, all of my journals that I carried with me. And it just gave me this picture of myself. This writing, when I look at it, it's older, but it's things that I felt. It's memories that stayed, and I feel like it's very personal. In the past, when I wrote my zines, I kind of went at it with the direction. Like and after that, if you were to read this one, you would see that this is so much about relationships. There's a protagonist in all the stories that is through any one of the zines, Gables. Dude, when I was younger, I read a book by Jack Spicer, and he wrote all these poems, translated Lorca's poems, and it was called After Lorca. And then Lorca bashed him in the intro. He was saying, what a waste of talent, what a waste of life, you know? And then in the poems, Spicer was translating poems and using words like motherfucker or cocksucker. And he said, I'm using cocksucker just to keep the tempo, the overall tempo of the piece. And it was so outlandish and wild. I later found out that Lorca had been dead and that Spicer was having these imaginary conversations with a dead guy and even wrote his own intro hating himself. And then it turned out the poems weren't translations. A lot of them were just made up. But that's what he spent his life doing. To me, that encouraged me to keep doing what I was doing. You know, to me, that says anything's possible. There's a time I went to someone's chapbook reading at Pomegranate Books in Wilmington, North Carolina. And this guy was reading a chapbook, and I went up to him after he did his reading, and I was almost crying. I was like, dude, I stay up every single night, like doing all this poetry. And I even told him, I said, I don't know if this is what I should be, if I'm doing the right thing. And he said, it's worth it. You know, you don't need to doubt yourself. But when I finally got up to this point, I mean, this is like me. You know, I've practiced working with different programs. I've put them together with copiers. And at this point, I've decided to go with like film photography and use InDesign to lay everything out. And I did a lot of the photography in Albuquerque, New Mexico. One shot I do want to point out is about the author. Originally, I had a quote there as well that was from Nietzsche, but I took it out just in case it was copyrighted. And I think it goes like, for you, great star, what would your happiness be for not those who you shine? For you, you great star, what would your happiness be for not those whom you shine? Something like that. Right now you're looking at 22 of 30. I said I'll re-release this on Amazon if you're slow, but grab a copy. I'm so happy to release this with you guys. If you got a copy, if you want to get one, go to my Instagram. That's the best way. I'll get right back to you. I want to talk to you guys. I want to talk to people. If you're doing something creative, create a platform. I want to be able to share with people what I was able to do. Thank you again for watching. Please go ahead, hit like, hit subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.